Good morning. So this is my first moderation. I have to admit that. I'm part of Mid-Evolution. Well, tomorrow that makes a month. So you will allow my cheat sheets and my little bit of stress. So good morning. My name is Annita Douka. I am a participatory designer, and as I said, I'm part of Mid-Evolution as a event coordinator and oh, there was something else. Concept developer. Yes, that's my full title. And today we're here to discuss about digital urban layers of participation. And so, thank you for being here and warm welcome. We will be live streaming the whole seminar. So hi to the people that see us from their screens. And let me see what else I have to say. Yes, recommendations. Enjoy, participate. If you want, I would recommend put phones on silent and a little bit further, put phones away until the end of this seminar so you can have the full experience of being here. And we will be a little bit shorter than in the description of the event because one of the speakers cannot be here today. So I will talk a little bit about what she has to say. But this means we'll have 20 minutes for each speaker, and then we'll have 20 minutes for Q&A or discussion. And then there'll be plenty of time for you to mingle and talk about what this seminar gave you or not. And please give feedback to us if there is such. So, what is this? This seminar is part of the ongoing collaborative foresight cycle. And it is made possible by Digitab Sweden. Digitab Sweden helps companies and the public sector in southern Sweden to digitalize. The initiative is co-funded by the European Union, Region Blekinge, Region Kronoberg, Region Skåne, and Vinnova. And this seminar is part of the ongoing collaborative foresight cycle that kicked off last week, and it's called Futures of Digital Urban Layers. And it does look a little bit like this. So today it's the opening seminar, and what we're going to explore in this is how might we use digital systems to support resilient and thriving urban communities in southern Sweden in 2035. And this connects to both axes that Mid-Evolution is building on this year, us and technology, and cities and habitats. And it builds on collaborative work that Mid-Evolution has conducted in the past years, including the Futures We'll Build and the Futures of Wise Cities. So, last week, there was a workshop called Signals of Change, which my colleague Greta, that couldn't be here today, led, and which gathered some interesting insights and questions around digital urban futures. For example, how about physical AI when AI will be more than screens, like sensors or robotics? How can that potentially affect our physical environments, and how that might impact questions of participation? And when we talk about crisis preparedness and security considerations, how are our digital urban layers a barrier and an opportunity for us to be more resilient as communities? And lastly, how about more than human? Particularly in natural world and other species, can digital urban layers expand participation? But let's take a little bit step back. So as I said before, I am quite connected to this matter. I am a participatory designer, and I have background in both architecture and interaction design. And since this is about participation, I'm gonna ask you to tell me what you think that participation is. There's no right or wrong. You can think what it is, when it works, how does it work when it doesn't work. So, anyone wanna give it a try? Let's warm up a little bit. Come on, help me out. The question is, what is participation? Or what are the characteristics of participation? Gonna give it a try? Yes?
Hello. Yeah. I would say participation is including the public in planning processes. Could be urban planning processes. Could be other processes. So to try to, include the public and thereby provide a representation of public stakeholders in planning processes.
Yes. Public stakeholders. Inclusion. Yes. Anyone else? Yes. Oh, great.
I think if looking from the participant side, I think it's an active choice to be a part of something like a community or a initiative.
Great. Active choice.
I'd say it's about engagement from all sides, active listening and being a part of, but sense of engagement can be layered as well. Just being or actively taking a part of. I'm thinking.
How do you mean layered?
So just by being here, we are kind of participating in this seminar, but by actually saying something in this microphone, I am actively taking a role in it as well.
Great. Thank you. Yes?
They have already said this, but I think it's taking part of something and being part of something.
Great. Thank you.
In other words, I would say it's the ability to contribute, to co-create, to basically influence a certain creation that takes place.
Great. Yes?
It's the recognition that people are experts in their own lives.
Yeah? Woohoo. Whoop, whoop. Yes. And let's do a last one. Okay.
I'm thinking of co-production, and participation also comes with responsibility and accountability.
Great. Thank you. So I heard active choice and yes, participation, inclusion, responsibility. And I do have a little bit of definition with the help of my friend, the Oxford Handbook of Political Science, which I read before I go to sleep, and I'm not embarrassed to say it. So participation is, in democratic contexts, the active involvement of citizens through interest articulation, information, and deliberation to identify, shape, and transform public preferences into binding collective decisions. And I like this because it says about being informed, being able to say one's opinion, but also being able to deliberate into forming something that ideally would work for everyone, question mark. And so some years ago, a little bit more than some, Sherry Arnstein defined the different steps of participation. And there are 8 of them, as you can see. Manipulation, therapy, informing, consultation, placation, partnership, delegated power, and citizen control. And she defined only the 3 top ones are degrees of citizen power, and the rest of them are considered either tokenism or no power at all. And this model has been criticized as only thinking through how much power is given to the citizens. And doesn't really take into consideration that different resources, for example, or different contexts might give different form to participation. So some years later than that, David Wilcox made this tiny, smaller ladder, which has 5 steps: information, consultation, deciding together, acting together, and supporting. And again, the 3 top ones only made substantial participation. Not, am I? I do believe that participation is about actually taking a step and taking responsibility. But there are a lot of different contexts, as I said, and participation takes time. So this is more to start thinking, what do we name participation, and where in the ladder, what in the ladder can describe that? And the more up we are in the ladder, the more agency people have, then that can constitute more participation. I'm putting a lot of question marks. And what does the digital layer add to urban participation? Well, that is one that is in my mind a lot, because I am very much a person of believing that participation is quite an in-person thing. So digital layer can have many different, and is not black and white. It can have a lot of layers. For example, it can reach audiences that could not be reached in person or with little time, for example. Or it can add different gamified features to it and make it more fun. Or it can be able to document and measure things. For example, in participatory budgeting, how can we prove that there are certain votes to specific projects? Or it might not have the nuances that in-person communication and participation have. Or what about data usage and privacy? Or what about people that are not that comfortable with technology? Are those excluded? I'm just putting the questions. So we have 3 amazing speakers that are gonna present their views on all these matters. And then we're gonna have, gather your questions. We're gonna discuss about all of it later. So I'm gonna present Clara McNair, who is a creative technologist at Yale Architects. She works in the research and development team, and she has studied mediology and has worked with virtual reality and interactive systems. And she's interested in making technology more human, more soft, and more accessible.